Hello, we're going to talk about function notation. So, what does that mean? How do I know something is a function and not have to test it every time? So, we're going to go through some examples to see how we work this. So, function notation is, essentially we want to be able to tell the reader that something already is a function, like the tests have been done to it, whether it was a vertical line test or we looked at to make sure there was only one y value for every x. And we want to be able to say, okay, this is indeed a function. So function notation means that we use this particular symbolism. So if I see something like f of x, g of x, whatever letter of x, that's function notation. So we're letting the reader know that whatever it is, it has followed the definition and it truly is a function. So let's take a look at some examples. So the first one is a graph we're going to look at. Get that drawn here. Alright, and there are some points on our graph. Okay, so it says the graph of the function b is shown. Find b of 1. So when we have this kind of notation, b of 1 means that we plug that in. So b of 1 means that's our x value, that's our input. So if we look here, where do we see a point where we would have some sort of coordinate plane where point where 1 something on it? So we go to where x equals 1 and we look for a point and it's this guy right here. And so where is it at? It's at the point 1, 2. So our answer over here, find b of 1. b of 1 would equal 2 because that's the output, right? The y value. All right, let's look at another example. Find f of -3 if f of x equals x squared. So this one again, function notation. You've done this before. And wording might be that you have your equation y equals x squared and said, y equals x squared. Find x when x is -3, or find y when x is -3 rather. So same idea, just plugging it in. So if f of x equals x squared, again, it's just notation saying that this is indeed a function. It'll pass the vertical line test and all that. Find f of -3. So we're just going to plug that in for x. So our function is x squared. In our case, we're going to plug in -3 into there and figure out what it is. So -3 squared, remember that's -3 times -3, and so -3 times -3 is a +9. Next example, find f of 1/3 if f of n equals 3n. So again, it could be any letter, doesn't matter, they're just defining the variable they're using. So again, f of n is 3n. We want to find f of 1/3. So we're going to plug that in for n. So if our function is 3n, we want to find f of 1/3. So we're going to multiply. So remember, 3 can be written as a fraction by putting it over 1. And the way we multiply fractions is straight across. So we have 3 times 1 over 1 times 3. And so we get 3 over 3, but 3 divided by 3 equals 1. So f of 1/3 is 1. That's it for this video. As you work through the lesson, if you have any questions, make sure to ask your teacher. Have a great day.